how to make banana ice cream from 1, or if you prefer 2 ingredients. I have my little hand food processor. It's one of these that does blending and chopping and whipping depending on what connection you put on the end, and in this case we're going to use the little processor with the blade and the lid, but you can use a larger food processor and make a large quantity if you need to. This is perfect for 1 person. So in there we have frozen banana pieces. I'm going to put the top on, connect that in there, and you can see quite clearly it's going quite grainy. And it will stay looking quite grainy for quite a while. This process can take up to 5 minutes to complete. And it will stay looking quite grainy quite a long way through that process. Don't panic, it will eventually come to smooth, soft serve ice cream consistency. Let's keep going. Now what you can see happening here when I switch it back on is the bottom's still moving and the top's kind of not moving as freely. So what we need to do then is open the top, get a spatula. What you can see is it's all come away from the blades in the bottom, so we need to push it all, whoops, spilling some of it because I'm doing it one-handed today. Push it all back down into the bottom, get as much of that back in there as possible, and go again. You may need to do that 2 or 3, maybe more times. There you go. By switching the camera off and using both hands, I was able to really push that down into the bottom of the bowl. So we'll put the lid back on and we'll whir again. Just pulse it to start with. There we go. This is where the transformation really happens. What you can see is it's gone from that grainy texture to a smooth texture. Now at this point there are sometimes still some harder lumps, so if you take your lid off and poke around with your spatula a bit and check if you've got any hard lumps. But what I'm going to take the opportunity to do is to add a teaspoon of this. Now normally I would use honey, because I find the bananas on their own can occasionally be a little bit bitter to eat this much in one go, but the honey just takes the edge off that. Today I'm not using honey, today I'm using apple jelly that I made yesterday morning. If we can get it off the spoon. I'll put a little bit more in. There we go. Put the lid back on again. And let's have a look at the consistency of that mixture. Oh, that's perfect. There we go. Now normally what I would do is pull that blade up out of there, scrape the ice cream off back into the bowl and eat it straight out of that container. But for your sakes today, I'm going to transfer it to a little serving bowl. There we go. One thing I would recommend is that everything you've used goes straight into the washing up, because the banana as it dries goes quite nasty and you want to get that off nice and quickly. But there you go, finished ice cream. You can see how lovely and soft that is. And you don't have to use expensive bananas to make this process. I buy the reduced bananas, the ones that are going brown, the ones that the supermarkets put to one side for reduced items, and cut the bad bits out and just freeze the good bits, and we get bowls and bowls of this gorgeous fat-free banana ice cream for 50p bag of bananas. Absolutely gorgeous. Delicious.